Well, now showing. Alrighty then. So for now showing this week, we have on Paramount Plus, we have the Pet Cemetery Bloodlines movie or show. I forget exactly what it is. This is supposed
I
to be like a
remember.
prequel. I want to say it's a prequel to Pet Cemetery. Don't quote me on that. I gave up on Pet Cemetery a long time ago, unfortunately.
Yeah, I kind of did too.
I'll just keep reading the
So
book.
yeah, the book's pretty good. Um, but yeah,
Bloodlines is
aside
a
from that,
movie.
okay, it is a movie. Okay, so we
Yeah.
have that on Paramount Plus, and of course, we also have another thing I've not been keeping an eye on is the Marvels. Um, yeah,
Is that actually
so
out?
yeah, came
Damn.
out. Yeah,
I
so
didn't realize it was going to be out this soon.
it released technically the day of this recording on the 10th.
Okay.
So that's interesting. Um, I have no interest in it. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I really don't care. If it gets good reviews, it gets good reviews. I'll eventually watch it whenever it inevitably gets dumped on Disney Plus.
Yep.
And aside from that, I really have no interest in it. Really, not any interest in either of these. I mean, Bloodlines might be okay. I might check it out. I have no idea, to be perfectly honest. I don't really have access to Paramount Plus anymore, so. But as far as the Marvels goes, if it gets good reviews, I'll be surprised. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, because like the first Captain Marvel was okay, but it wasn't great. And now the fact that this was supposed to be Captain Marvel 2, now it's just the Marvels or the Marvels, and you have Photon and Miss Marvel. Yeah, no. And on top of that, I believe that they said this might be the last Brie Larson movie, so they're trying to kind of shuffle her out and get somebody else. And it just comes down to a factor of I just don't care. I'll watch Loki season 2 at some point. Aside from that, I'm really kind of getting off of Marvel. Last thing I think I saw of Marvel in theaters was Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I did enjoy episode 1 of Loki season 2.
Okay. I heard it's pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
I haven't watched it yet either. So.
yeah. Well, Leon, we can fix that if you want, but it's up to you.
Oh, I have Disney Plus. It's just
Oh, you just haven't gotten to it yet. Okay.
I just haven't
I was
gotten
about
to
to say.
it.
Okay, so
I
you're in the
actually
same camp
just
as me.
watched. I actually just watched the new Haunted Mansion the other night.
I did. Yeah, I did too. I watched it the other
That
day.
was actually really well done. It
It
was
was
good.
really well done. I thought it was pretty well done. I think it was just undermarketed as all hell.
Mhm.
That's my only problem. And I think that a lot of people have lost so much faith in Disney that they're just like, look, they tried this once, they're not gonna fool me again.
I really like the
And
fact that this one did more of the thriller adventure story, whereas the Eddie Murphy version was comedic. Which,
Yeah.
to be
yeah,
honest,
this one definitely had
I
its more
like.
comedic moments too. But
Well,
Yeah,
in
it did.
fairness, when you're making a movie based off a roller coaster,
yeah, you definitely want to have more thrills and chills than anything else.
Mhm.
I do now. Granted, I'm not the biggest Haunted Mansion nut, but I do have a buddy, my buddy, Awesome Ben Boy, aka Benji, and I do plan on doing another Snowdo riddle with him at some point. That is yet to be determined as to when that's going to happen. So I know that he is a huge Haunted Mansion nut. That's like his favorite Disney attraction of all time, and he knows all the history, all the lore. And he said that movie is a Haunted Mansion lore hound's dream. So he said it
Really?
is literally, it's really meant for like, he's like, you general audiences will like it, but if you're a huge Haunted Mansion nut, you're gonna love the movie just for the lore alone. Like they follow a lot of the lore. They bring up the axe murdering bride. The Hatbox Coast is actually the main villain. All that other stuff. And there's quite a few other elements that they keep bringing in. Now, granted, I've only ridden the Haunted Mansion around Christmas time. I never got to ride it whenever it's real, like whenever it's the true story or whatever. Unfortunately, but they did it when it was Nightmare Before Christmas, and it was perfectly fine. I really do like it. So there is that, and I know that they basically keep it that way from Halloween on. So Halloween, I believe, like this month of October, they've already changed Haunted Mansion to Nightmare Before Christmas, and then they're gonna keep it Nightmare Before Christmas until the end of the year. So
I actually didn't know they did that, so that's interesting.
yeah. Well, no, they might change it back for November. I don't know yet. They may change it back for November and then change it to Nightmare Before Christmas. But yeah, no, they change a lot of things, believe it or not. There's a lot of their older rides, they do change to different Christmas themes and stuff like that. So it is pretty cool. Yeah, so there is that. Where's my Hollywood Tower of Terror movie? Damn it. If you did that good of a job with Haunted Mansion, where's my fucking Tower of Terror movie? And no, the Disney Plus or no, the Disney original movie doesn't count.
I would say it would have to be a reboot for that one then, because I
Yes.
remember the original Tower of Terror movie. It was actually pretty good.
I heard it was pretty good, but it just doesn't do a lot with the premise.
It
Which, to be
it
fair, it's
really
not like
didn't.
there's much of a premise that you can do with Tower of Terror.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror is pretty cool.
It'd be interesting to see them actually remake that one.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you. I'd be curious to see what they could do with Tower of Terror. They're not remaking Pirates anytime soon because nobody can replace Johnny Depp. And then I really don't know what other ride.
That's
Yeah.
a whole spiel that
Yeah.
I've looked into, and that's a whole spiel going on right now.
Yeah.
And I think the last thing I read was either Johnny Depp saying "trust me" or "fire my ass."
Yeah, that's fair enough. Anyways, we went on a huge fucking tangent. Back on to now showing for
Yeah, I'm just sitting
Marvels.
here thinking at some point they're going to realize how
Yeah.
far off the rails that we've gone.
So
It's okay.
back onto the Marvels and Pet Cemetery Bloodlines.
A24?
I
No,
don't
that one.
really care. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I don't care.
Yeah, and that's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah. I don't care. Like,
Mhm. Marvels,
give me
I'll
some good
probably
reviews.
watch.
Yeah, give me some good reviews
Pet
and I'll eventually
Cemetery,
watch
I
one.
have no interest in.
I don't know what it is about Pet Cemetery, but I saw the remake in 2019 in theaters. I went on a Tuesday. I thoroughly enjoyed it enough. I thought it was well done. There were some decent, like, tense jump scares that did happen that actually got me,
Mhm.
which is hard because usually I can tell when a jump scare is coming. So there is some like really creative stuff in that. However, it was definitely a cash grab because it was actually, I think it was Paramount only had so much time before they lost the rights to make another Pet Cemetery, and so it just came down to that. And or no, it was either that or Stephen King was wanting his rights back, and he's like, "All right, look, I'm going to give you an
Oh, so
ultimatum."
it's the same thing that they did with Fantastic Four, what Fox did.
Essentially, yeah, it's a similar concept. It's like, oh well, shit, we got to cash in on this IP. And it was the same thing with the Andrew Garfield movies for Spider-Man. They did this. That's why it was such a short time gap. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I guess they still have the rights to Pet Cemetery, but they don't want to do Pet Cemetery again. I don't know. I think there's only so much you could do with the concept. That's my only problem.
Here's my thing. What's Stephen King going to do with it? We've seen what happens when Stephen King does a movie written by Stephen King.
It was Maximum Overdrive, and he was coked out in the 80s, so yeah.
That would be an interesting movie if they rebooted it. I wonder
Maximum
how they would.
Overdrive?
Yeah.
It could be done well.
There was Tommy Knockers.
Tommy Knockers, anything with the mini series doesn't count. Those are all goofy. The only one that's actually halfway decent is The Stand. And even then, it's still goofy.
That's The Stand.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it is goofy. Tommy Knockers is hilarious. Freaking, what's the other ones? The Shining is boring as hell. Not the Kubrick version. I'm talking about Stephen King.
In fairness, I have heard that King wanted to kind of show the progression of Jack from father to monster.
Yes,
better.
and here's the thing. I will argue there is one thing that the miniseries did better than the movie. It was the transformation of Jack. He does seem like a caring father, and then he goes into full-on monster. I will give the miniseries that much credit. However, that
Aside
still
from
doesn't
that.
give me my 4. Aside from that, it still doesn't give me my 4 hours back. You know. Also, I'm sorry, a croquet mallet is not scarier than an axe. You can kiss my ass. Or my axe, if you will. But anyways, that's neither here nor
We've
there.
gotten off the topic again.
Nah, not necessarily. We're still
Not
on.
really.
We got as much off it as we did with the other one.
No, we weren't talking for 5 minutes straight. Anyways,
still
on
talking
to our.
Disney.
Yeah, that's fair.